We are building a boat. My son-in-law and I went in together to build a 210 hybrid by Baycraft. Baycraft is a second-generation boat manufacturer in DeLand, Florida, and here she is. It's a hybrid between a bay boat and a flats boat, and this bulbous area where the boat enters the water under the bow is designed to handle a greater chop than a regular flats boat. And that steep taper from that bulbous area all the way back to the transom enables it to float in relatively shallow water. It's 82 inches wide. The transom is very narrow, and it'll hold a 150 motor and do about 55 miles an hour. In this video, you'll see me see it for the very first time, so stay tuned. Baycraft builds their boats with a one-piece mold design. So it's the deck and the hull. That's it. All of these hatches are molded right into the bottom of the deck. Some manufacturers bolt in or glass in the hatches after the fact, and that just creates opportunity for them to come loose. It creates voids for water. This is a very clean, simple design. It's lighter weight, stronger, and less likely of any problem. I have a Baycraft already that's 27 years old, and it's flawless. Here's a shot of the stringers and the fuel tank, and here is the great review.
Oh, wow. There it is. Holy cow. I had no idea it was this far along.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
So aside from just seeing the boat for the first time, part of the reason for this trip was to lay out the dash. So I put masking tape across everything and just started drawing in where I wanted things. I will walk you through this on video a little bit later, but I tried to be very careful on where everything was placed, make it very functional, and also I needed to measure out how big of a hatch I can put in this console because I want a specific hatch in there.
Okay, so here's the walk around. This will have trolling motor, and we'll put the power pole switches right here. Just hit them with your feet. This locker has rod holders only on this side. No rod holders on this side, so we pick up all that space. This is where the trolling motor battery will sit. This locker will be where the rods go. And you can actually fit multiple rods, so 2 on the bottom, maybe 2 in the middle and 1 on the top, because these are 3-inch tubes instead of the smaller tubes. Over here, we'll leave this just completely open. It's nice and deep. And then this one is smaller, just for easy access, small storage. And every one of them has drains in them. This is blue overflow. It's got a valve on it so you can shut it off and turn this into a cooler. Grab rails. We're gonna have this seat go clear across the entire boat. So there'll be lots of seating. And then the backrest is 44 inches. And it'll be mounted right about here. There'll be another one there, and that'll be the backrest. 44 inches is about here to here. This is the second live well. Not only is it good diameter, but it's a nice depth, so you can easily hit the bottom with the net without, really having to bend over. This locker is completely open to the bilge, so you can access everything. I'm having him put the battery right up here instead of back there, so we get more weight off the transom. The battery switch will be right here. So the advantage there is it's easy to access from the boat, but it won't be accessible. And I decided to do that because if you're standing back there and you reach over, it's so far back you can't reach it anyway. So we'll have to get in the boat to turn the switch. Oh, and I'm also having the bulb to pump the fuel on this side also. Under here, oh, and we're having this cushion made slightly larger. This is an 11-inch cushion. We're gonna go with a 13-inch cushion. So if somebody didn't want to fish and just lay in the sun, it would be like a bed. The boat is really quite a bit larger than the 18. So nice locker here. My thought is this would be for fire extinguisher, Coast Guard kit, stuff that you don't normally access. There's a big cavity right here that's empty, so a tackle box could go here. I'm not a big fan of those, so probably not. This is another sealed well, and they've completely changed the way they make these lockers. So this locker is now smooth on the inside, and he changed the way he made this gasket. So this is flat now instead of round. So this very thick, he said it's like a refrigerator. It completely seals out the water. The disadvantage of having a locker like this is you can't access everything, but the advantage is it's a really nice dry place to put stuff. And then finally, the setup for the Helm will be GPS. My thought is eventually a small windshield and then a lip right here so that cell phones or various things can be set here and not roll off. Big old GPS, as big as we can get. Trim controls, which look like this, will be right here. So when you're standing with the throttle up, very easy to control the trim. We'll do a boat name plaque, steering. This is the key with the safety switch. Fuel gauge will be above this. RPM will be here, and trim will be here. Here's what these look like. Here's the trim. Here's the tack. Here's the key. Here's the fuel. And I need to remember I might supply him with a steering wheel. I gotta ask him because I definitely want the suicide knob built in. The gauges will be here just like the old boat. And I can get a 15-inch by 17-inch hatch in here. He's probably just gonna cut a circular access plate. And then I'll finish cutting. But that'll be the console. We'll have nav lights here, courtesy lights here. That's new. I didn't notice that before. Got cleats, midship cleats. They're the mini pop-ups, which are really nice. One centered in the front. The only thing I didn't open was the anchor locker. It's very much the same. Got a ton of room in it. It's much bigger than the existing anchor locker on the 18.5, and then that stool will go right here, and there's plenty of room for that stool, and this hatch will open. It's actually a greater space. All right, let's look at the hull. Okay, here's the hull. This is the fuel vent. Bow eye. Very deep in there. And also, this is a pretty neat feature. It's actually reverse This is reversed out to spray the water down and out. It's much more angled than the 18.5. And the 18.5 is a pretty dry boat. It's way bigger than, it is a big, it's all of 21 feet. Much bigger than I thought. And the distance from here to here, that's gotta be 20 inches. Stainless rub rail, that's very nice. Got a stainless end cap. Bennett. And then the Atlas jack plate. I love these tubular jack plates. And these holes here are where the two power pole wings go. There'll be two power poles, 8-footers, and that mounts right there. Trailer tie down. Pretty neat. One of the reasons why this boat lasts so long, this is the hole, one of the holes from the lid, and it's closed cell foam. It is super dense, and it's got a resin grid. That resin flows through the foam in a 1-inch by 1-inch grid. Smooth gel coat and non-skid, and I love their non-skid. The diamond pattern, it's very easy to clean. It's very grippy. A+. If I were to request this, I would have requested it that it be mounted here. However, there's two issues with that. One is his water gets in here. If you swamp the transom, there's no way to really seal this. So that's one reason why he doesn't put it here. And reason number two is he needs a certain radius to get the steering and the throttle and everything. And this would cause the radius to go this way and interfere with this hatch. This causes the radius to go up and over, so you're not interfering with any hatch. So once there's a pulling platform here, the pulling platform will mount in here somewhere, and it won't be such a tripping, you won't notice this as much, I don't think. So this is the trailer. It doesn't have like aluminum I-beams like most trailers. This is like a custom tube, and it has a channel in it for the wire to run. It's all welded. Normally you see these cross members are bolted. These are welded, and each part of the bunk is adjustable all the way down. Everything is welded instead of bolted. It's got a tie down. And then over here, it's got an extra roller. And down here is the motor. This is the actual motor, 150 short shaft, waiting to be hung on that beautiful boat. And the steering wheel does have a built-in knob, and it says Baycraft on the center hub. These are the nav lights, and this is what the courtesy light looks like with its cover. Oh, and these are the gauges. It'll be exactly that. I mean the gauges, the switches. It'll look just like that. This is the jack plate.
You can tell the people.
Yeah. So this is the polling platform, not the jack plate. But anyway, he has an extra one of these, and we're gonna put it on the boat after the motor's on and see if it fits. And if it fits, this would be so great. If it doesn't fit, then we'll just have to figure it out. But it is it is perfect. Fingers crossed.